What do social media agencies actually do? Most people think a social media agency just posts pictures on Instagram for you. That's literally all some of them do, and they charge you $3,000 a month to do it. But a real agency, one that actually knows what they're doing, completely different animal. And most business owners have no idea what they're actually paying for, what they should be getting, or how to tell the difference between an agency that is going to change your business and one that is going to waste 6 months of your time and money. So today, I'm gonna pull back the curtain. I'm gonna show you exactly what a social media agency does behind the scenes, what every dollar actually goes toward, and by the end of this video, you're gonna know whether you need one or not. My name is Maddie. I run Mad Social Agency. We're a team of 30 across multiple countries managing social media for over 500 brands. I've been doing this for years, and I have built the thing from the ground up. So I'm not speaking theoretically, I'm telling you what actually happens inside an agency every single day. And I'm also going to be real about the stuff in our industry that they get wrong, because there's a lot of it, and you deserve to know before you hand someone your money. The thing a real agency does, and this is the part that separates the good ones from the bad ones, is strategy. And I don't mean a PowerPoint presentation with your brand colors and a content calendar. I mean sitting down and actually understanding your business, asking the hard questions, asking about your audience, your long-term goals, your competitors, if you want to sell your business, and building a plan that connects social media to revenue. So at Mad, before we post a single thing for a client, we go through what we call a strategy call. We look at what your customers are actually doing, what they're looking at on social media, how they act, what they're searching for, what they complain about, what content they engage with, what makes them buy. We audit everything you've done so far, what's working, what's not, what your competitors are doing that they're ignoring, what the gaps are. And from there, we build a shot list, a content strategy, what platforms you should be on, the content we're actually going to be posting, the top hooks in your industry, and how all of it ties back into your actual business objectives, which usually leads to sales, leads, brand awareness, whatever your goal is. This part alone takes our team about 2 weeks for a new client. And this is the part that most cheap agencies skip entirely. They just jump straight into posting, which is like building a house without a blueprint. You might end up with something, but it probably won't be what you wanted, and it also probably won't last long. Okay, so here's the part everyone thinks they understand, but they really don't. It's content creation. When a business owner thinks about social media content, they think about a picture with a caption. One thing done, post it. Here's what actually goes into every single post at an agency level. First, the strategy decides what the post is based on the monthly content plan. What topic, what angle, what format, what goal is this post meant to educate, build trust, drive DMs, get saves? Every post has a job, and emotion causes action. Then the copywriter writes a caption, and it's not just any caption. It's a caption that is SEO driven, because these platforms can actually rank in Google now. We strategize a CTA that drives a specific action. In the editing, we always do 3 different hooks. There's a visual hook, which is something happening in the video. So if I'm like shooting a basketball and then talking about business. Then we have a written hook. A written hook is what's written above your head. Then we have the verbal hook. The verbal hook is what you're saying in the actual video. So when we're strategizing content, we're looking at what topics is the client talking about that fits into exposure, nurturing, and conversion content. We're making sure we have those 3 hooks in every single scripted video we have. We look at the different topics that the clients have, and then we look at the best performing formats in their industry, and we mix them together. We always have the perception that we need to talk about different things in every single video, when some of the best creators like Gary Vee is actually just saying the same thing over and over and over again, but is doing different formats. Sometimes he's out in public at an event giving someone advice. Sometimes he's doing the ranking type of videos. Sometimes it's more of a talking head or a vlog, but it's the same message over and over and over again. So when we're thinking about content and planning a shot list for clients, we need to look at all these different angles. Then once the shot list is done, we're going and we're filming all the footage. So no, managing a social media profile isn't just coming up with a post and clicking post. There's a ton of review and tons of revisions that happen. Dates get assigned, keywords get researched and added, alt text gets written for accessibility and SEO. One post, 7 to 10 steps each. And most agencies are producing anywhere from 12 to 30 posts a month for a client across multiple platforms. So when somebody says, why does an agency charge $3,000 a month to post on Instagram? This is why. You're not paying for posts, you're paying for a team of professionals that have done strategic work and are really good at every aspect of content creation. Here's one thing that most people don't even think about when they hire an agency: community management. Posting content is half the job, maybe less than half, and the other half is what happens after you post. The manager is replying on the post for any comment, responding to stuff, sharing tagged stories onto the stories, commenting on other people's posts to try and draw an audience to your profile. At an agency level, community management means monitoring your accounts daily, responding to comments, posting stories, engaging with your audience proactively, not just waiting for them to come to you. Going out and commenting on potential customers' posts, engaging in relevant conversation, building relationships. This is the part that drives revenue from social media. The content gets attention, the community management converts that attention into conversions, and conversions create customers. A lot of businesses post great content and then wonder why nothing's driving sales. It's because nobody is in the DMs. Nobody's following up. Nobody's going to turn that engagement into a relationship. And a good agency does that for you, or they recommend ads to hit them over and over and over again after they've seen your content. This is the one thing that separates agencies that are worth the money versus agencies that aren't. Reporting and analytics. A real agency is tracking everything, not just likes and followers. Reach, impressions, engagement rates, saves, watch time, website clicks, and we do monthly or weekly meetings, whatever the client wants, whatever fits in their schedule, reports back to them. We can build out PDFs if they want. It's kind of up to them. But regardless, we are looking at it on the back end constantly of cost of acquisition and different metrics that matter. If your agency sends you a report that only talks about vanity metrics like impressions and followers, and they never connect social media to your actual business result like sales, that is a problem, because the entire point of hiring an agency for ads or social is to drive business outcomes, not to just get more likes. So ask your agency one question: how is this social media contributing to our revenue? And if nobody knows the answer, they can also recommend ways to track that for your business. Now, not every agency handles paid ads, but a lot of them do, like us. And this is a huge part of what you might be paying for. Running social media ads is a completely different skill set from organic content. And it is one that can either make you a ton of money or waste you a ton of money, depending on who's doing it. When an agency runs your ads, here's what that looks like. Here's what that looks like behind the scenes. They're building an audience based on your competitor data, testing different creatives, different copy, different hooks, setting up conversion tracking so you know exactly what's working, running A/B tests, monitoring performance daily, adjusting budgets, killing ads that aren't performing, and scaling the ones that are. We have an ads client right now that generated $9 million in potential revenue in 6 months. And a huge part of why that worked is because we paired ads with an AI texting system and social. So when your leads fill out the ad form, they immediately get a text from a real phone number, but it's actually an AI qualifying them and booking them into calls. This combination is a great ad creative, smart targeting, and the AI follow-up system is what made the numbers big. That is what a full service agency can do. It's not just running an ad and hoping for the best. It's building an entire system around it that actually works for your company and that we can integrate into any business. All right, I'll be honest about what agencies should not be doing and what you should not expect. A social media agency is not going to fix a broken business. If your product is bad, your pricing is off, if you have no idea who your customer is, an agency can't fix that with an Instagram post. Social media amplifies what already exists. If what exists is broken, social media is just gonna amplify the problem. An agency is also not going to give you an overnight result. If someone promises you 10,000 followers in 30 days or guarantees you a certain number of leads in the first month, that's a red flag. Real social media growth takes time. Good agencies will be honest about that, and they will set realistic expectations and then work to exceed them. An agency should also not be the only marketing you're doing. Social media is one channel. It's a powerful one, but it works best when it's a part of a bigger picture. Your website needs to be solid. solid, your offer needs to be clear, your sales process needs to work. The agency handles social, but social isn't everything. Here's a big one. An agency should not be posting without your input. If your agency never asks you questions, never hops in a call, never wants to know what's happening in your business, they're just guessing. The best results come from agencies and clients who actually communicate. So now you know what an agency does. The real question is, do you actually need one? Here is when you do need an agency. One, you have a business that is generating revenue and you need social media to scale it. You're past the startup phase. You have a product or service that actually works. You just need more people to know about it. An agency will accelerate that. Two, you do not have the time or the team to do it yourself. If social media is the thing that keeps falling at the bottom of your to-do list, that is a sign that you need to hand it off, because inconsistent social media is almost worse than no social media. Three, if you've tried doing it yourself or hired a freelancer and it's not working, if you've been at it for 6 months and you're not seeing results, a strategic agency will usually find what's broken pretty quickly. Here is when you do not need an agency. One, you're brand new and have no budget. If you're pre-revenue and every dollar counts, learn the basics yourself. Post consistently for 3 to 6 weeks. Figure out what your audience responds to, then bring in help and do ads instead if you do have budget. Two, you just want someone to post random content with no goals. If you do not care about results and you just want your page to look active, an agency is overkill. Hire a part-time freelancer. Three, you're not willing to be involved. If you're gonna hire an agency, don't ghost them for 3 months. It's not gonna work. The best client-agency relationships are collaborative. So let me wrap this up. A social media agency, a real one, is not a person who posts for you. It is a team of strategists, content creators, designers, community managers, and analysts who build and execute a system designed to grow and drive revenue through social media. And they do it as a coordinated unit, so you do not have to think about it. Is every agency worth the money? No, absolutely not. There's a lot of bad ones out there, but now you know what to look for and the red flags. If you're watching this and thinking, I need this for my business, well, my company, Mad Social Agency, does this exact same thing for you. We can implement our social media and ad system into your business to help you grow revenue, grow views, and all of that good stuff. Link is in the description if you would like to chat, and subscribe and follow for the next video.